So these are 2 items that I was sent by Born Pretty Store to review. And so I've got first item up for auction. No, just kidding. These are little water transfer stickers that are little bunnies, and there's black bunnies and white bunnies, and they're doing a variety of things like see, that one's holding something, holding a bow. Sorry, I'm upside down. That one's got a little bee outfit on. Maybe it's Cupid. I don't know. One's dancing. This one's having maracas. I know, they're just really cute little bunny stickers. And on the back of the packaging, there's instructions. And they're pretty good instructions. I'll go over those in just a little bit. And then the other thing that they sent me are these little, they're gold heart studs. And they've got kind of like almost a quilting pattern on them. I'm sure you can't see that in the video though. They're really cute. I would just like to say right off the bat that this little plastic bag is very, very wimpy, and I would think that it would get holes in it really quick. These were sent to me in just a normal bubble envelope, nothing too extraordinary, you know. And for these items, I feel that that was sufficient, that there wouldn't need to be any other packaging, but they were sent to me just like this. And so this one is in this little bag that, if I can get it opened. I hate opening things. I'm not very good at it. Okay, so peel this back. And so this is the first time I'm opening it. Just comes out, and I'm going to save these. Save this so when I'm done, I can put it back in there. I'm just going to set this aside. Alright, so then here's what they are. And this looks like this opens up. And then this is what they are. And they've got, yeah, like a plastic sheet on them. It's just in this little, like, little folder looking thing. So that's the one thing. And these little hearts came with nothing, I mean just this little plastic bag, which I feel like opening it I might tear the bag. It's really thin. And so, and you don't want to get something and have the bag have a hole in it and be missing half of your product. So I think the bag could use a little bit of help. They're not all coming out. Okay, whatever. But these are pretty sturdy themselves. Try and get one so I can show you. It'll stick. There we go. So, focus camera. It's not focusing. But they are heart shapes. They're a fairly simple heart shape. Like, they're not very fancy as far as the shape itself is concerned. They do have that convex shape, so underneath, if you feel it, it's not solid. There's like, they're hollow on the inside, which that's normal for these kinds of studs and things. So I have now applied 4 of these. So I've got 2 on this hand, and I've got 2 on my other hand, and so now I'm going to be showing you how I apply these. Then I'm just going to take and I'm going to put the cardboard in this little cup of water that this is what I use for paint a lot of times, so it's kind of gross, but does not matter, just as long as you have something. I'm going to flip it over actually, so that, there. Now it's sinking, and it says leave it in there for 10 to 20 seconds. I don't think that's quite necessary. I'm going to leave it in there for just a little while. They're plenty long enough now. Take them out. I'm using tweezers for this because I don't want to stick my nail in there. Okay, take them out. Nice and wet. So I've slid them off. Take my thumb and slide it back off the paper. Alright, and then I'm going to grab it with these handy dandy tweezers and pull it the rest of the way off. I'll just get rid of that little slimy piece of cardboard. And then I'm going to place it on my nail. And because they're water decals, you know, slide them around, get them into place. This one's a little bit big for my nail, actually. They're actually, if you have got small nails, these are going to be, not many of these are going to fit on your nails, so you might want to consider that. Because I've got fairly wide nail beds, and this is just barely fitting on there. And as far as the length goes, it's right at the tip of my nail, right at my cuticle. So yeah, so I'm going to zoom in and show you what I'm talking about here. Alright, so the water decal, it goes right to the tip. That little black line is right at the tip of my nail, which is going to make top coat want to peel off faster and things like that. And also, it's like comes right up into my cuticle area on here, and it's all the way to that side over there. So these are pretty big, actually, if you've got smaller nails. Like this one's fairly large. The one that I put on this finger is smaller, so you could use that one on like your pinky nails. But even then, if you've got smaller nails, these are all going to be way too big. And after you've got those in place, just take I'm going to use a tissue and blot, because as long as there's still water like underneath, it's still going to move. So once you've got it in the place you want, you're going to want to try and get all that little bit of excess water out. And then you do want all of your nails, all of the water to dry totally before you put on top coat, or your top coat will have a chance of bubbling and things like that. So I'm just going to let these dry for about 5 minutes before I try and apply top coat. Because I've got these bunnies on these nails, I'm going to be applying these little heart studs on my thumbnail. And I'm going to be applying them with top coat, so I'm just going to take and open this up really quick. Okay, so I'm going to just apply them in a straight line down my nail, because I think that is a pretty cute way of applying things like this. So I'm just going to take and paint a stripe of top coat on the middle of my nail, and then with my beautiful little tweezers here. See, some of these are sticking together, and I don't know that's what that has to do with. So I'm upside down. This is not good. Alright, so I'm just gonna, and then I'm gonna place it on there. So I'm just gonna apply another layer of top coat right off the bat here. Just sort of hopefully kind of seal them in. Right, especially at the tip there. Okay, so that's how they look on the nail. And they are cute. You can't really tell that they're a heart shape though, which I'm kind of disappointed in, because the heart shape isn't very defined. It is fairly round and fairly simple. So at a quick glance, they almost look more like they could be circles or something like that, not necessarily a heart. So I have since put top coat on all of my nails. So the studs, I've added another layer of top coat, just because with these types of three-dimensional little nail art things, you kind of want to add a nice thick layer of protection on them so that they don't just pop off right away. So these nails have 2 layers of top coat, and then I put 1 layer on all of the ones with the little rabbit decals. And so final thoughts on these. They're very nice. They lay flush on the nail, so there's no like little edges that'll get caught on things or anything like that, because they're so thin. That worked very well. And quality, color-wise, they're very nice that way. And you can't see, like I've used water decals, where you can see the edge of the clear around the shape. That you can't. It worked out very well. And it worked on dark colored polish and light colored polish equally. And so these, I'd say, are definitely a great thing. They work very well, and the packaging is nice. The little heart studs, I like the product itself. They are a little bit thick, and so that makes them be a little bit more, I'd say, precarious for popping off on the nail. Like, I feel like I could just pull it right off without a problem. But that's with a lot of things like this, and so they're about the same. Like, if you were to get heart studs anywhere, they would all be like that. And so that's just the normal thing. They have this gorgeous pattern, which I think you'll probably be able to see in the pictures that I have of the quilting, which I think is just really pretty. It's very, very delicate, very elegant looking. And so that I like. I don't like the bag, which I'm sure you guys know by this point. I do not like the bag. But that's okay. You know, it's hard to get those little bags that are nice. So it's understandable. And yeah, so I'd say all in all, I think both products are good. And if there's something that you would like to see, I've got the product links in the description box, and also a link just to Born Pretty Store's website, so you can see, because they've got, it's not just bunny decals, they've got a whole bunch of other shapes that you can look at, and different studs and all kinds of things, paintbrushes, you know, anything that you might need. And so that link will be there too. Plus, there's a 10% off code that is good on the whole website, not just these items. So you should definitely check that out. And thank you so much for watching. I hope you liked this quick little review, and please comment with requests and subscribe. Also, check me out on Facebook and Twitter. I will see you in my next video.